Oh, right. So, it's good news that Stargate's coming back. Yeah. It's freaking cold. So I'm wearing my scarf because I keep going in the kitchen, and it's yeah. When you get this, when you get these infections and you've been sick a while, it's best to keep yourself warm. Anyway, so I've been watching a few of the revelations about Stargate coming back, and it's all very cool. Because I mean, I'll tell you the little thing about that fascinates me about it, because it's there's something different about Stargate, because whereas a lot of the TV shows, I don't watch TV, right? I haven't watched it for years, because pretty much the last thing I ever wanted to watch was Stargate, because when I moved here, 2003, my brother had downloaded, well, no, my brother had bought a lot of the DVDs. I'll show you what I mean. Hang on. Ugh, where is it? Where the hell are they? Ah, hang on. Right, so my brother was still alive back then. I'm just dusting it. So yeah, I have the original DVDs, and I love this show. It's really cool. This is season 2 actually. I've got season 3. I've got 3 seasons down there. These are the original Stargate series. I always had a bit of a thing about it, because it's one of those things that just doesn't die. You know what I mean? Because because in Second Life, they won't let it die because we have Stargates for moving around different simulators in Second Life. I'm trying to get the disc out of here. I haven't watched this for ages. You know what? I really need to watch it again. Look how clean that disc is. I need to go and watch this again to get myself refreshed, because when the new series starts, you have to remember stuff, right? So there's 3 box sets down there, and I can't get them out right now. So I can't. Oh, I don't know if I can get the other one out. I'll try. It's my freaking chair. It's hard to get down there. I've got season 6. A bit dusty. Not too bad. So, and that's season 6, I think. So, I'm pretty sure I've got the other season somewhere kicking about. Just can't find it right now. There's no room in that shop, you know. It's full of my old tapes. Anyway, so it's going to be exciting. But based on what they're saying, if I live long enough to see the new series, right, yeah, that's a question. From what they're saying, it sounds like it's going to be coming out in within around 17 months or something. I think they said that. So, but because they wouldn't make that announcement unless they weren't already shooting it, as in filming it, right? So there's a high possibility that we'll get more news about its return within the next 6 months. We'll get some better information, especially if they start releasing teasers. So once we start seeing teasers, as in coming soon, you can guarantee it's going to be within 2 years. It's going to be within a year. It's going to be very soon. I mean, the reason why I've got this thing about Stargate, and you see, I used to, when I was younger, I used to love Star Trek, right? And I used to love the fact that they would explore these new worlds, these new planets, and it used to stretch your imagination about what's out there and everything. And Stargate basically filled the same void, if you like. I kind of lost interest in the newer Star Trek stuff, though, to be honest with you, because I thought it was getting a bit too ridiculous, a little bit, you know. Well, it wasn't the same. I mean, I like the Captain Kirk stuff and that, and the original stuff, and but it seemed to get a little bit too bonkers with this Borg thing and that. But it still was interesting. But I think you can stretch someone's imagination a little bit too far. Even so, the replicators were in Stargate, and these things were supposed to be indestructible. They just kept repairing themselves. To me, that was a little bit ridiculous. And Daniel Jackson was recently interviewed about the Zat gun, and he didn't want to use it. He refused to use it in the shooting and the filming of Stargate because he thought it was just a stupid gun. And I agree with him. It was ridiculous, really. It was it looked like it was totally over-engineered, right? It was very unpractical. It was silly. It was more like a jack-in-the-box gun. It was, you know, Pop Goes the Weasel. It's silly. It didn't have any practical. But then there were aliens that created it, apparently. So who's to say that they maybe have some kind of a fetish about the Zat gun? I don't know. But yeah, it was just, I think, you know, Stargate, I mean, God knows what they've got in store for us coming up in the next, let's just say within the next 2 years, because we don't know exactly when it's coming out yet. But I'm hoping it's going to be sooner rather than later, because I'm not getting any younger. You know, some of us, you know, it's like we're being left in the lurch. We're being left on a cliffhanger for what, 15 years, because it's 2025 right now, and it's 15, is it 16 years? 15 years since the series Stargate Atlantis ended, and we've all been left on this freaking cliffhanger, not knowing what happened to Eli and the Stargate Atlantis team that were all in cryogenic freeze, and everybody wants to know what happened. Everybody wants to know what happened to them, you know. They want to know, did they come out the other end? Did they find a way back to Earth? What did they find wherever they went? You know, I've got a theory about that, you know, that maybe they're going to find some super duper Stargate, like a god Stargate, like a super Stargate, that's been hidden from everyone, where the actual ship, you know, the Ancients ship is big, it can actually fit in it, you know, and get back to Earth. Maybe it's buried on the other end, and maybe they've got to dig it up or something, you know, this supergate, whatever it is. Maybe it's just some secret supergate that they can actually come all the way home again. God knows. There's all sorts of possibilities. It makes me, it's stretching my imagination a little bit. But, you know, I really do think Eli needs to come home back to his mum. You know, I really do. It's a shame that he's stuck out there and his mum is not seeing him. And what's going to happen if he comes back? Is she going to be an old woman and die or something? Because time dilation, all that stuff. Because apparently when you're travelling through faster speed of light, time on Earth slows down or something, or speeds up, and you're slow. Yeah, it does your mind in. So God knows what's going to happen, but it would have been nice to see Eli come back home again, and maybe we could get some answers as to what happened. Because, you know, when you're left on a cliffhanger for 15 frigging years without answers, that's just mean. That's just frigging mean. You know, you see these videos on YouTube sometimes, and they have these titles like, will it start? You know, an engine like a steam tractor or a freaking ancient, very old steam electric or diesel electric engine. And I was watching a video the other day. They put on it, will it start? Will it ever run again? I watched nearly 3 episodes, and I thought, when I looked at these, I thought, oh, it's just clickbait. It's freaking clickbait. So I skipped to the last episode because I couldn't be asked to watch all the tearing down and everything, because I thought, well, this is just boring. So I skipped to the last one just to see. I mean, the first one, they were changing the hedge gaskets and putting new, you know what I mean, fuel injectors in and everything, and I thought, oh, they're going to run it, but they never did until the last episode. I thought, it's really frustrating when people try to keep you hanging on, and that's what I'm talking about, cliffhangers. I hate cliffhangers, especially when 15 frigging years. Come on, give me a break. That's not fair. You know, everyone's been out there hanging by their fingernails, waiting for the answers. And it's just meanness, you know, it really is, to leave everyone hanging all that time. I mean, I'm just so glad that they're bringing it back now, and maybe we'll get the answers finally. Because part of the reason I'm talking about this is because you'll get to a point where the straw breaks the camel's back. What I'm talking about is patience. When your patience is worn thin, when you've been disappointed too many times, you kind of decide to shut the door. Part of the reason I stopped watching TV back in 2003 was because I got sick of all the bullshit and all the disappointments, I thought they're not going to give me what I want. They're not going to give us what we want. They're just playing with us. They're just taunting us. They're just dangling the carrot in front of our faces and then pulling it away. And when you get like that, you decide, but what's the point? They're just tormenting us. So there was more than one reason for why I stopped watching TV back in 2003. When I moved here, there was a lot of BS which happened with 9/11, and the BBC broadcast a live news bulletin about Building 7 collapsing, which never happened until 20 minutes after they announced it. And I'm thinking, there's something seriously wrong here. They're actually giving us news before it's happened. And that's where I started to think, smell. There's something fishy going on here. And now recently Trump is suing them because they tried to defame him and make him sound like he was trying to start civil war or something, and riots and all that. And you know, when you get peeved off with that stuff, you just think, shutting the door, I just don't want to know, because it just wears you thin. It wears you thin. It's not just about cliffhangers. It's also about disappointment. I would say I was extremely disappointed with what's happened to the British Broadcasting Corporation, which everyone's now calling it the Biased Broadcasting Corporation, because that's what it's become. And when people play at your heartstrings for too long, and they disappoint you and they let you down, or they fill you with fake news, at some point the straw that breaks the camel's back is going to occur, and you're going to shut the door on it and say, I don't want to know. So them saying that they're bringing Stargate back. If there was one thing, just one, that would give me a reason to go back and watch corporate media or TV or whatever, or video, it would be Stargate. But having said that, let's just say I'm putting them on a reprieve, or rather probation. I'll put them on probation. Maybe I'll go and sign up with Amazon Prime for the period of Stargate's return, and watch it on Amazon Prime for that period. But there's no guarantee I'm going to stay with it, because there's such a lot of BS. I mean, I'm old school. I'm not interested in this modern TRAS trash. Anyway, I'm just going to say it. I'm not interested in all of this modern trash. I mean, I'm old school. I still live in the 1980s. I like the disco age. I like, I like the old school music, and I'm interested in the old sci-fi stuff. But I still like some modern sci-fi shows. Not all of them, but it's the things I can't stand are the dystopian stuff, because too much dystopian stuff, they could be too close for comfort, because it's become too close to reality. I mean, you're starting to see manifesting for real in our real lives, and it's negative. It's It's like, I'm sick of seeing all the negative stuff, all the bad stuff. You know, we like to have a bit of hope out there, you know, a little bit of joy and a little bit of excitement. And, you know, I'm so tired of watching bad endings or miserable endings and doom and gloom. And that's part of the reason why I just don't want to watch stuff anymore, because too much negativity. It's like we're drowning in that shit. You know, we're freaking drowning in it. And it's happening everywhere in the freaking world now. There's news bulletins about freaking warehouses blowing up in London right now. Explosions and all sorts of stuff happening. Yeah, it's just a freaking nightmare. So, I mean, I'm in my mid-60s now, so I mean, I just don't need all that. I don't need all that crap. I don't want to know. I mean, I have fond memories of how things used to be back in the 80s and that. I think back then there was a lot of fear about the nuclear war and all that fear mongering about the Cold War with Russia and everything else. And it's a never ending freaking F-up, frack-up, whatever you want to call it. It's always, it just wears you out. It wears you down. And that's what they want. They want to wear you down. They're trying to get to you and drain you of sap you of your energy and break your will. We're not freaking horses, you know. You know, but they're treating us like freaking horses, like whipping us and trying to break us in and trying to make us comply and do their bidding and everything else. And most people now have come to the realization. I mean, where they work all their freaking lives and put themselves eat a little egg. What do you call it? Where they put some money aside for their pensions in the hope that when they retire they've got something where they can live comfortably. But none of that's possible anymore because the government's taking it off at everybody and everyone's giving up. They'll say, what's the bloody point? People who are working, what's the blooming point? We're not going to have nothing. They're taking it all away from us. And so people are giving up. This is what's happening in this country right now. In England, in UK, and I'm not sure about the rest of Europe, but it's, people have got to the point now where they're at breaking point, and it's not just all the media negativity, it's the fact that they've got no insurance, they've got no safe zone anymore. It's like just desperation and total loss of hope. And you know, this is what's going on in the world, and well, mainly where we are, it's just terrible. People can't even pay their freaking fuel bills. People are struggling to buy food now. I mean, it's just, why are we being punished is the question. Why? I mean, why are people being punished? What have they done? What have they done to deserve all that? It doesn't make any sense, right? The only explanation is it's Satan, it's the devil, it's just pure evil that wants to crush everybody and destroy us spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, physically. It's like hate that's been directed against us. I mean, the white man, basically, right now, because that's where it's going. I mean, that's what we're seeing. It's like, what the hell's going on? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. You know, it doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, a lot of the stuff that's happening in the world is got nothing to do with us. We didn't press any buttons to cause it. It's the freaking powers that have done this to us. And we're caught in the middle. We're the ones in the middle who've been caught like on a hook. And we're wiggling to get off the damn hook. And we can't because there are powers above who won't let us get off the damn hook. That's basically where we're at. You know, we're all fish on a hook. We're freaking bait on a hook. And so that is the reason why a lot of us just tune out. We don't want to know. We know what's going on, but we don't want to know, if you know what I mean. It's it'd be nice to see some positive stuff for a change, or a little bit of hope. But you see, that's another thing. Every time somebody tries to create a positive movie, it was like Steven Spielberg tried to do with E.T. And he did succeed with that. But so many other people have tried to create positive movies like E.T. or even Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It was trying to push a very positive message, but there are certain powers that be that always have to taint it, always have to corrupt it, always have to poison it and make it look bad. And it's weird. It's just weird why we have to live in such a nightmare. I mean, what lessons are we supposed to be learning from all this? Because we know the world's rotten. And the reason I haven't been making many YouTube videos lately is because I've not been so well, and I really haven't got the inspiration at the moment. I just don't have that what's the word, motivation to do that stuff right now, because it's all I'm seeing everywhere is stuff falling down and things catching fire, and firefighting in Second Life had a good purpose for me in teaching younger people to get some interest in doing good things to fight against fire and, you know, fight the bad stuff. But you know, after a while it kind of you start to realize that you're perpetuating the very thing that you hate or dislike. And sometimes you've got to create a situation that you have to correct. You can't correct something that's not there. You can't correct a problem if the problem doesn't exist, what I'm saying. So sometimes you realize, oh my God, I'm doing the very thing that the globalists are doing. Problem, reaction, solution. You create a problem, and then there's a reaction, and then you provide the solution that you had planned all along. And all of a sudden I'm thinking, oh, I'm doing these firefighting things. It might be fun to actually practice putting the fires out, but then you realise, well, then you've got to create the damn things in the first place. You think, oh my God. And you're thinking, oh, I'm doing what they're doing. Oh my God. And you kind of, you step back a little bit and you think, why the hell? Now, if you had somebody else that was doing that, like role-playing stuff in Second Life, and that enjoyed to create the problem, and I don't want to be the one responsible for creating the problem. I don't want to create a problem. I want to solve problems. I like to fix problems. And while I'm talking about this, I'm seeing a thumbnail on the computer screen right now. It says major problems. That's weird, that. I don't know if I can flick my camera. Can I? Oh, yes. Oh, I did it twice then. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, there we go. Oh, shit, I've done it back again. Right. So, hang on. So on my computer screen, it says major problems. This is synchronicity. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna go. I'm trying to flip my camera back. I hate these touch screens. So I don't know if the audio is out of sync at all, but I just have to keep my fingers crossed. I'm using my newer computer build to do this live stream because I noticed I've had some issues with the other machine because the sound goes out of sync for some reason. I don't know if it's doing it on this one, I don't know. It's something to do with the updates I've had recently and the network. The latency on the network. So anyway, thanks for watching. I don't know what else to talk about. I'm just basically telling you what's going on in my head right now. It's just, yeah, I'm hearing all sorts of stuff on the grapevine, and just pay attention to end screens on my videos, because even if you've watched my live streams, all my videos, you'll probably never see, if you watch them live, that is, you'll probably won't see the thumbnails because I don't put the end screen videos, recommended videos, on the end of the video or live stream until maybe a day or two later, or a few days later, and those usually point to points of interest that I'm currently seeing that you might want to go back and check on, because there was something being spoken about to do with these military migrant camp bases, which is very concerning. I think it was what's his name? I can't think of his freaking name right now. Talking to some guy anyway in the army or someone, and they were saying that there's something unsettling could happen within the next 2 years. I'm thinking, oh my God, I've got some good news about Stargate coming back, and then I'm getting this, which is bad news. Yeah, it's like you're trying to balance the scales, trying to find a happy medium or a positive side for a change instead of just a negative side, and you just can't, because the world is just totally messed up right now. So I'll show you. I mean, this is what I'm seeing on my YouTube feed. I'll show you what I mean. This is all I seem to be seeing at the moment. Freaking fires and freaking this is all I'm seeing on my freaking YouTube feed, because I've been doing videos about firefighting. I start seeing firefighter videos, and I can't get away from it. Look at these freaking fires everywhere. I mean, it's because when I clicked on one, the next thing I know, I'm seeing half a dozen. You know, freaking explosions and fires, and this is what's in my freaking YouTube feed. I can't get away from it. See what I mean? And the only way to get rid of that stuff is to go back into your watch history and delete every single freaking thing that to do with the thing you don't want to be seeing in your feed. Because if you don't do that, you'll keep seeing it. And yeah. And the only other thing I can do is to log out and view it as a guest. But then there's another problem, right? Guess what it is? You end up watching a lot of fairy stuff that you don't you can't even start watching. I mean, like cooking channels and generic stuff, and oh, please don't show me all them freaking cooking channels. Oh no, that's like going back to TV days, you know. Right, anyway, I'm going. Thank you for watching, and take care of yourselves, and I hope we have a nice Christmas this year. I really do, because it seems like Christmas is dying as well. Right. Right. Bye for now.